Welcome, everybody. Sportsbook Review. I'm Mike Brenner. This is the PuckHeads. It's March 2nd. It's March Madness completely, and I'm all caught up in it because of my partner, Pistol Pete. Thank God I get a break and get to do the PuckHeads. And also on top of that, Dana Lane gets a break as well because Scott Carter is back out on assignment. So with that being said, we can beat up on him all we want to because he's not here to defend himself. Hey, Dana, how's everything going out in Las Vegas, my friend?
Everything's fantastic. I only wish I was good enough to be on assignment.
I know, me too.
I never get any assignments, and I just picture him like at some beach somewhere with a hockey stick and a puck.
I do the same, but a couple shows ago you said something. You said, hell, I'd like to be on assignment, even if it's bringing coffee to my wife. Just put me on assignment. Dana, 1-1-1 last show, all right, but you ended up in positive units. That's getting it done. That's 4 consecutive shows in a row that you're heating up the ice. All right, let's get started. Let's get right into it because this is a critical time of the year. You know, a lot of the cream is rising to the top, and a lot of games are kind of sticking their head out as far as possibly being ticket cashers and an edge for our viewers. So let's start off with you. Hit us with your first pick.
Well, Mike, this is a great time of year because, as you know, the bookmakers have trouble keeping up with what's going on in the NHL because they're too concerned with what's going on in college basketball. So we're going to get some real light numbers, and a lot of those numbers are shaded to the over because the general public just thinks that because of the trade deadline moves that teams are going to be better, and that just means instant offense. So we are going to take one of those plus opportunities with Colorado and Ottawa under 5. They're getting plus $1.24. And look, this is still the worst offensive team in the National Hockey League. They just gave away Jerome McGinley to Los Angeles, who is a defensive liability for sure, but still is a guy that can give you some offense, which they desperately need there in Colorado. And now you're going to be given his ice time, perhaps to Blake Cuomo, who is a veteran player, but still a guy that, I can't rely on every night offensively. So the other thing about it, too, is, Mike, when you go into this game, I don't know how much reliability you're going to have in Landeskog and Duchesne. I mean, where are their heads right now? These are 2 guys that the Avalanche said that they were actively shopping and decided not to get rid of. So where are their heads right now? It might take them a couple games to get back into the flow of things in Colorado. So I like the under 5 plus $1.24.
You know what? I really appreciate the breakdown from someone that is authentic and really into that sport. And hockey is your thing. You said something, and I caught it, and I really like it. The betting public, they're going to run to that window. It's trade deadline. Everybody's going to be scoring goals. What they don't understand when there's a team involved in a game that literally sees championship possibilities. Championships are won by defense. Bottom line. So that's going to be a factor in the, moving forward towards the end of the season where you're going to see teams stepping up defensively. And on the flip side of that with Colorado, I totally agree. Duchesne, what is the motivation for these guys right now? 0. They had their hopes up to go into a contender. It was a nice situation, a nice thought. Did not play out. So right now, like you said, where's their motivation? What's going on in their heads? I love the breakdown, and the reason I like it even more is you're taking 24 on top of the 100 from the bookie. Very, very good breakdown, Dana. I love it.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. But, I don't know how much Joe Sakic was he was asking for too much. That's why these guys didn't get moved. He is under no pressure to move any of these guys until next year. So he was asking for the moon. It was basically, hey, give us more than these guys are worth or we're keeping them. And I don't see the sense of urgency when you're dead last in the National Hockey League in scoring to get rid of your top offensive player. And I listen, you could get rid of Landeskog, and I'm down with that. But nobody was jumping over hoops to get him, and they were asking too much for Duchesne. So that's why there's still a Colorado Avalanche.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's just the facts that cash tickets. I'm going to hit you with my first pick, and this might be a big balls play. I'm going with an underdog on the road. All right, I know Columbus is a damn good team. They're 6-4 straight up in their last 10. All right, and also what I really like is 7-3 is what Minnesota is. They're 8-2-1 their last 11. They're playing with momentum. Both teams are very, very good. They're quality. We're going to see them deep into the postseason. But I like Minnesota going on the road. I think psychologically, they know that they have got to know how to consistently, all right, win on the road against quality teams that they may, obviously be facing. So with that being said, I got it at the Greek plus 110. What's your thoughts on my play with Minnesota tonight, going up against Columbus in Columbus?
We talked about this last night about the Columbus Blue Jackets and how people are kind of forgetting what they've been doing this year, because after their long 16-game stretch, they came back and didn't play as well, and people just kind of forgot about them again. But I still think that they're going to be one of the teams that are going to be there in the end. I don't love teams. Well, here's the problem. Both of these teams rely on their starting goaltending way too much. They are not in a position, Bobrovsky and Dubnyk, where they're able to give their backup goaltender, especially in Columbus, any kind of playing time. You have Darcy Kemper, who gets some spot starts. That's my only worry with both of these teams. The same thing I worry about with the Edmonton Oilers, that they rely too heavily on their number one guy, and they don't have a situation like they have in Chicago where they can rely on Scott Darling to give them some quality starts.
Yeah, and that's an important fact, because especially when you're getting close to postseason, all right, these guys need to rest. They got to have some fresh legs. And when you're putting that pressure on them and you're thinking that's your only edge, that could cause trouble moving forward down the road. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Minnesota. I love it. I think they're going to get it done. I think it's under the radar. Dana, hit us with your next pick for the viewers.
Okay, next one, Philadelphia and Florida tonight. We're still going under the 5 plus $1.28. As you know, both of these teams are fighting for a wild card spot. The Panthers are just 1 point behind Toronto. Flyers are just 4 points back. And Philadelphia is going to make that push. They acquired Filppula. They're going to replace Braden Shen on their second line, as far as their second line center. And as far as Florida is concerned, they are hoping that they added enough depth by getting Thomas Vanek. They got rid of him for Dylan McIlrath. And hey, look, I'm not crazy about the Panthers move. I think Vanek is a nice piece. I think he's a good locker room guy. But let's be honest, they got to get more production from the blue line. And I'm just not sure that a Thomas Vanek at this point in his career is somebody that's able to do that. This is a Panthers team that is ranked 22nd in offense, with Philadelphia ranked 21st in offense. Wow. I think it's a complete overreaction to the trade deadline deals, and we're going to get the plus price under 5.
Wow, love that breakdown. I'll just get into my second pick because it involves that game. And again, I'm a Philadelphia Flyer guy, but I don't bet with my heart. I like them tonight, and these are two teams right now struggling to find consistency. It's two teams that absolutely have to get focused in. They have to look at every game like a must-win. And I think the Flyers at home, I got them at minus 105 at 5 dimes. 1-3 the last 4 of Florida. They're struggling, and Philadelphia, I think, is just going to have that home ice advantage tonight. And I don't think Florida did near enough to strengthen up any of their production on the blue line. So with that being said, I'm taking Flyers minus 105. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I would have to, because these are two teams that I just have a real difficult time putting my finger on. I mean, I saw Florida in Los Angeles a couple weeks ago. I thought they played extremely well. I thought they played great hockey. I thought they got the puck out of their defensive end up to their forwards really good. Every pass had a purpose, and I felt good about them leaving that game. But as far as past that game, it seems that they've just kind of settled down to who they are. So yeah. I'm staying off the side on this, because I just don't know what I'm getting with both of those teams.
See, and that just confirms for me, because I was saying they're lacking consistency. And I remember when we did that video, we talked about it when you caught them. You caught that game in LA, and you said their purposeful passing was something that was encouraging. And if they continue that moving forward, they might be a threat. And absolutely, what happened then? They're settling for mediocrity. So I like that breakdown, and I like my pick. Dana, do you have anything else for our viewers?
One more, Mike. Look, the whole thing about what we do is try to identify teams that are going to go on a streak, and I'm willing to give Lindy Ruff's team one more shot. They're 7 points out of a playoff.
And I'm going to interrupt you, and I know why, because you met him, you talked to him, you like the guy, and you got a heart. I love that. You know what? That's going to pay off. That's going to pay off.
Well, I know Lindy a little bit, but when we do these, I mean, it's. Looking at it without the rose-colored glasses on. But we're going to give him one more shot on this, because he is in a contract year. He doesn't have a deal past this season. And if this is going to be the last effort for Dallas. And the reason why we kind of identify them is let's see what happens when they get a quality victory over the Pittsburgh Penguins. They can't afford, they really have to play 650 hockey the rest of the way to even cross their fingers that they have a shot. But the one thing I really liked against Pittsburgh was the fact that they were down 2-0 in that game. They could have died knowing that they were out of the playoff picture right now. Instead, they came back and won the game. So that's telling me they still have a little life in that team. And let's not also forget, despite the fact that the Stars are out of the playoff picture right now, they are 18-10 at home. So I'm more than willing to take a chance again with them at minus $1.28 against the Islanders, who have to travel cross country to face the Stars.
And you know what? This is, as Pete would say, it's why I like doing this and I like breaking it down. That was one game. It was the first game I looked at, and I even had Dallas written down, and something just didn't click. And now you did your breakdown, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull that trigger. I'm going to jump in that. I'm not kidding you. I'm jumping in that ticket cashing van with you, and we're going to take it to a local bank in Las Vegas is what we're going to do. All right, what's the best shop line you can get for me on that one?
Minus $1.28.
Wow.
That's the best that we have. It is all over the place. And like we always constantly say in our write-ups and every day on the videos, make sure you shop for the best lines at all the SBR approved sports.
Oh, it's the most important. And hashtag Ask SBR, because line shopping, all right, you can absolutely set yourself up for success. You got different sports coming. You got baseball coming. Line up your dashboard. You can literally, customize it, because if you take the time to line shop, you're going to save yourself more money than you think. But the most important thing is realizing that SBR is a free tool. It's a frickin' free tool. It's a sharp tool, and all you got to do is take the time. You got nothing to lose, and you got everything to gain. Another thing about that game, all right, Dallas, if I'm correct, you said 18-10 at home. That speaks volumes, and I don't think Lindy Ruff's going to have any of his players at all resting on their laurels or poor me or any of that. They're going to come out fire and be ready to go, and I like the fact the Islanders got to travel cross country. I think it'll wear them out before the puck is even dropped. I love that play, Dana, and I'm on it with you. All right, viewers, I think you had some great breakdowns. Dana Lane, as usual, is available on Twitter at Dana Lane Sports, and also at Dana Lane Sports on his website. Dana, give us a quick plug for your website and tell our viewers what you're doing.
Yeah, sure. It's at DanaLaneSports.com, and you can also find me at Dana Lane NHL, where it's just nothing but NHL on there. Also, from 1 to 2 every day, we do the Vegas Hockey Hotline with Brian Blessing on KSHP 1400 here in Las Vegas, and you can stream that. And we talk to some of the biggest names in hockey and it's a pretty hardcore hockey show. So if you like that sort of stuff and you like to hear two guys yelling at each other for an hour, I would invite you to tune in.
Actually, I think they wouldn't mind 3 guys yelling at each other for an hour, and that means maybe we'll do another show with me, you, and Carter if we can ever get his ass off of assignment. No shit. Also, viewers, you need to know this. Dana writes articles weekly for SBR. They're very sharp. It has an edge, and he's doing very, very well on his article picks also. So you got to take advantage of that. Dana, as always, it's great being on with you. Thank you for your insight and your input into NHL and for helping our viewers cash those tickets. Let's make it 5 videos in a row that you're heating up the ice and getting it done.
Yes, sir. Well, have a great day. I appreciate your time.
Okay, buddy. Thank God Carter's not here.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.